Hello, everyone, and welcome to the House of Lotus podcast, a platform dedicated to spiritual research and development. This podcast is meant to throw a little bit of light onto the path of each one of us and hopefully assist each of our listeners to take their own next step. With good intentions and one eye always on our truth, please remain open to what lies ahead. From my heart to yours, and from my mind to yours, may our spirit show us the way. On this episode, we will talk about the importance of communication in our lives and explain the 4 essential elements for true communication to take place, so that we, being aware, can bring them into our lives and transform our relationships and day-to-day experience. Please take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy. Human is a social being. We all exist in communities, whether that means a specific group, our family, our friends, or any other group based on interests or work, or our existence as part of the general structure of society. Our day-to-day lives are all interconnected with the lives and effort of other people. This would apply in a different way for each one of us, but consider all aspects of our daily lives that might involve directly or indirectly other people. Our food is collected by people in agricultural industries. Our houses and furniture are manufactured by others. Our internet provider, our mailing service. Everything around us involves the presence and effort of other people. All that humanity has collectively achieved is based on the creation of society, of communities. In our day-to-day lives, we might be more aware of ourselves as part of society with regards to the personal relationships we have. Mind you, I refer to relationships to mean all the personal interactions we might have. All kinds of relationships which do not necessarily include only our closest friends or family and partner. They involve the people we work with, the cashier at a market, the phone operator who takes our order. The way we relate and the way we develop these relationships depend on communication. The way we interact with others, the words we use, our capacity to say or generally express our thoughts or feelings is the key to how we build our relationships. Communication, then, and the way we carry it out, while it might be considered only a small part of our personality, is a basic capacity that rules many aspects of our lives. It colors our practical realities and allows us to develop, to learn, to connect with others and the world around us. And communication of our truth will enable us to live as part of a society or a community without losing our individuality. To communicate our truth, we first need to know it ourselves. So it involves a sense of self-awareness and a capacity to turn within and observe our inner planes, both at any given moment and our general tendencies. As expanded upon in our episodes on the chakras, the energy center responsible for our communication and expression is the blue throat chakra at the base of the neck. This means that theoretically, when we come to consciously work with it, we have already become aware of the issues of the previous chakras, our needs and insecurities at the root chakra, our feelings in the sacral, and our thoughts in the solar plexus. Through this self-examination and the successive development of the lower chakras, we come to experiment with different things, with different people, and regather ourselves, discern what is good or bad for us, discover our sense of strength, shape a sense of identity, and get at least a general grasp of how we tend to perceive what takes place around us and how we tend to function in the world. But, as mentioned before, developing our capacity for observation of the self can also help us be aware of what is going on within us at the present moment. Feelings that may rise as a response to an event or thoughts on someone's actions or scenarios triggered by the words of another that remove our mind from the present moment and place it firmly in an imaginary standpoint, ruminating on a depressive past or an anxious future. Being able to see what is taking place within us and communicate it accordingly can help us return to the present moment by anchoring us in reality. We become conscious of our inner condition and come to discuss it with the people involved or others that might help us deal with it. This means we can set our boundaries, stand up for ourselves, express our needs, our feelings and thoughts, and release what is created by a misunderstanding or change a situation that does not serve us anymore. If, for example, we're afraid to discuss an issue that came up with our partner, nothing can change. Our partner will not know how her behavior made us feel, and she may keep doing it. She can never change it or have the opportunity to apologize or explain what she actually intended. And the issue will only grow in our minds and unfold our relationship. This principle applies in all kinds of relationships. We cannot expect others to know how we feel, what issues of ours their behavior triggers within us, and our general understanding of the world. So, explaining it to them is a gift, both to themselves and to ours, and it can consequently save or develop the relationship, or give us the opportunity and space to dissolve it when our differences cannot be breached, and certain boundaries are not mutually respected. That is okay as well. We will then be part of a relationship that is nurturing, based on truth, instead of imaginary ideas of what it should be or of what it might become. Communication is not only central to our relationships, but it is an opportunity for growth, development, and healing. Vocalizing our truth diffuses the tension it causes and creates the opportunity for us to examine it through a new lens and take feedback from others. Our expression is carried out by different means. It may take place through our words and our body language, or we may express it through creative means, painting, or other forms of visual arts, singing, writing, dancing, or any other way that helps us bring our thoughts and feelings out of the silence. We talk about the different ways we may express ourselves, as well as issues in our communication and the reasons that might keep us from speaking out our truth in our episode 15 on the throat chakra. In this episode, we focus on the direct communication between ourselves and other people. Such communication will usually come about through our speech, our gestures, our voice tone, and the kind of words we use. And for a healthy communication to take place, C.L. Jensen has distilled 4 essential elements. We need to actually carry out the words or gestures, in essence, actually communicate what we want. Try to be explanatory enough to be understood and intend to understand the other as well, and be present and loving while doing so. Let us go through these elements one by one. The first one is communicating. By communicating, we mean to actually say the words. Sometimes we may feel the illusion of having said the words due to intense emotions, selfishness, anger, or expectations that others should just understand what we mean, even when we haven't actually said what we want and made ourselves clear. This can also take place when we are not aware enough of what actually comes out of our mouth and get confused or lost in our thoughts without realizing that we have not vocalized them. The second element is understanding. When we try to convey a thought or a feeling, we need to be mindful of our intention. While it is easy to say that our intention is to be understood, we may actually just act out of anger or disappointment and refrain from explaining what we mean. Understanding them is about using our words to convey our truth of the situation to the other person. And it is also about wanting to understand the other person. What we speak about is our reality, but keep in mind that the other person may hold his own. So listen to them before reacting. A healthy communication creates a bridge between these two realities. The third element is presence. Imagine trying to talk to someone about a feeling you have while you watch a movie and they play on their phone or read a book. When we come together to speak, we must both be present, fully present in the moment, to become aware of our truth, the fact that we do vocalize our message, and that we remain open to understand the other person. Being present is paramount both in speaking and listening as well. If our minds are elsewhere, we may say or hear only parts of the message or lose it altogether. The fourth element is love. Communicating our truth with love and kindness, however unpleasant the matter at hand, can help us resolve the issue and transmute all misunderstandings that restrict the exchange of love in whatever relationship. Communication, understanding, presence, and love. The four essential elements for a healthy and effective communication. If one of the four is missing, effective communication can still take place as long as the other three are there. If, for example, there is no love in the interaction, being present, vocalizing our truth with intent to understand and be understood will be enough. Or, when understanding is missing, being present to share our truth with love will still be enough. Even if communication itself is missing, where we don't speak at all, if we are present with intent to share our understanding with love, we will still find a way to bridge our realities. In all cases, what we try to get across is our truth. And as we mentioned before, we must first come in contact with it, with our truth, to be able to carry it out. So, when you are asked something, think about it first. Think before you answer. It is okay to take some time to consider the answer if you are not certain about it. And if you answer something that might not be your truth, or that you later reconsider, you can go back and set the record straight. And remember, it is okay to just say, "I don't know," or "I do not wish to talk about this." Being honest with people does not mean that you must answer everything to all. You have every right not to want to speak about certain matters, and you have the right to change your mind later. Allow yourselves to change as you develop and grow. And sometimes, when we are asked about our opinion, we may not expect others to understand. We may have developed such opinion through a lot of research and personal experience or knowledge. If asked about it, let it be known in a kind and direct way. And you can also say, "I don't expect you to understand, but I'm willing to explain it to you. And this is why I believe so and so." Communication is an integral aspect of our lives. Cultivating our ability to communicate our truth plays a significant role in the development of our relationships, in how we connect with other people, and our general day-to-day lives. Coming in contact with our truth and sharing it with others creates the opportunity for us to examine it through a new lens and take feedback from others, helping us heal our issues and develop. When communicating, we can keep in mind the four essential elements as explained before. Be mindful to actually carry out the words or gestures. Try to be explanatory enough to be understood and intend to understand the other as well, and be present and loving while doing so. When we manage to honestly express ourselves, let our truth show to the world, we can truly be free. Free to be who we are in relationships that are based on reality, as long as we first become conscious of our truth. So, now, focus on the present moment, this precious moment. With your next inhalation and every new breath, bring your consciousness to your experience in the now, to what you find within you and all around you, your bodily sensations, any emotions you may notice, or any thoughts you can observe, to what your truth is at the present moment. Enfold yourselves with kindliness and acceptance, reassuring that whatever you find is okay. Thank you very much for listening to the House of Lotus podcast. If you have enjoyed the episode, please consider supporting the show by following, sharing it with like-minded people, or becoming a Patreon to enjoy special rewards and extra content. You can find more about us on our website, thehouseoflotus.eu. Thank you and enjoy your present.